Hi, my name is John Lomeli, and I'm currently from Sacramento, California. I do marketing with Joe's autoresponder that he uses for marketing. I use his clone sites, and I built, of course, have my own website. So everybody that subscribes on that website, I keep in touch with through his autoresponder. It's a tremendous tool. It's great. My first deal I did was 30 days after I went home. Yeah, I went straight to work. Are you kidding? I was excited. Yeah, it was the rent to own. Yeah, that's for me was what I knew would work in this market the way that it is. You know, some people say it's bad. Well, there's always something that you can pick up as a niche to make work in real estate, and I love the rent to own concept that he shared. Listen, it's working. I've got deals right here with checks to prove it. On that particular deal, I made $3,000 up front, and I agreed to get a check dated for 60 days later for another $2,000. So I made a total of $5,000 on that particular deal. But hey, that was pretty sweet. You know, it paid for my course, paid for my trip, so I was excited. 30 days later, yeah. Oh gosh. Maybe 10 hours, okay. Maybe. Oh, well, let's not even include that 100,000. Let's just say I don't, that one just non-existent. I've closed 3 deals so far this year in January, and I've averaged, I would say, about $5,500 per transaction. I would say if I can continuously do that, I'm probably on course to make 100 or 150,000 easy without, if I just keep doing what I'm doing. But there's ways of creating wealth as opposed to working from paycheck to paycheck, and it's good. The money's good, but I think there's a smarter way, and that's my purpose in doing this, is to create wealth so that at some point I'll be able to just live off the residual income. You know, it's funny. I kind of was stuck in my room shortly after my mother died. I kind of became a hermit and was always on the internet. And his emails kept popping up. I don't even know where he got my email address from, but kept popping up. And I finally, I think, read the whole thing. And I thought, wow. And, obviously my mother's death affected me somewhat, to some degree. And I decided, you know what, enough. My mother did not want me to live my life mourning her death for the rest of my life. So I basically took his program and I read it, and a few months later I was here. Oh gosh, are you kidding? While others are saying, woe is me, and the market this and the market that, I'm having fun. I mean, I'm loving it. I've got investors with houses that they bought to flip and can't sell. They've been sitting there for 3 and 4 months, eating up into their equity. I'm turning them for them. I mean, I'm turning them and they're filling them, and they love the program. When they've got a house, they say, see if you can put a tenant buyer in there for us. So I've got investors that are willing to say, here are the houses we're buying. You bring your tenant buyers and put them in there. Already? I'm doing this full time. The automation is the purpose for me really looking into Joe's program. Because I love real estate. I think it's a tremendous vehicle to build wealth. And the automation in today's marketplace is so important. It's, with what I've used so far, it's been tremendous. But I have to admit, I have been lacking in using the way he teaches his automation. I don't know. I'm here for the simple reason that I need to take his automation and learn it and learn it and learn it until I've got it down, because as busy as I'm getting, I know that it's going to take my business to the next level. I'm old school, so I still do things the old-fashioned way, but who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I'm here to learn, so. I honestly believe this rent-to-own program, especially in California, I don't know what the rest of the country's doing, but it's going to be around for, I would say, anywhere from another 24 to 36 months, for the simple reason is that a lot of people who lost their homes can't buy right now. And yes, they will be able to buy at some point, regardless of bankruptcy or foreclosure or even a short sale, but it's going to take 24 to 36 months for people to actually be able to rebuild their credit and actually get another home loan. And I'm going to use that window to create the wealth that I want for my family and for myself. So I've got about a 3 to 5 year plan to create, the wealth that I want using this niche. And it's a tremendous niche, this rent-to-own program. And by the way, for those who are a little skeptical of the checks, of the money, I've got proof. I brought them all with me. Well, not the checks themselves, just I already cashed those. I just want to say to anybody who's listening out there, forget about what people are saying about the economy. In this market, you can make money. Just find your niche, find a great mentor that will work with you. Not a course that you have to buy and just, try to wing it. Again, and I realize this is about us and what we've been able to achieve, but you know what? If it weren't for Joe offering what he does in terms of extending, himself out as a true mentor, I'll tell you, find somebody like Joe, if not Joe. Certainly, I hope they pick Joe, but I tell you, you can make money in real estate today. I don't care what's going on out there. Right now, the prices are the lowest they've ever been. And if you can even pick up your own properties and turn them into rent-to-own, you're gonna see what this rent-to-own program can do for you to create wealth. That's kind of all, I guess, for me right now. I'm excited. As you can see, I'm excited. It's very common. The naysayers out there. This is not a get rich quick. Okay, it takes work, it takes effort, and it takes time. It's being able to have the tools to be able to accomplish doing what's right for people. People need this program. It's not just a mere, I want to make money. There are people who are so thankful and so grateful that regardless of what the naysayers say, the feeling you get, and the check is one thing, the money you make is one thing, but knowing that they're looking at you right in the face and saying, thank you for this program. Thank you that I can, put my family in a home, not an apartment. Thank you that you're giving us a second chance. They love my investors who buy these homes, and they love me for being able to show them how they can become homeowners again. That's what it's about. That is where truly, I think, you can't put a price tag on. And I'm going to keep doing it over and over and over again, just for that reason. And again, don't let the naysayers keep you from doing what you feel is right for you and in your heart, because you can help people with this program. Again, it's just a matter of having the tools to know what you're looking for. When you don't have any maintenance and you have a positive cash flow and the tenant buyer is paying for everything, how can you not have a positive cash flow? You will. You will. This program will teach you to do that. It will teach you to do that. Land contract. So they'll turn into other types of deals. But I'm strictly doing rent-to-own right now. That's what I market, is my rent-to-own. I have been working with the same investors since I got back from my first seminar. One of them contacted me and said, what's this rent-to-own thing? I like your website. It's Joe's Clone website. I love it. And I love the way it's set up, and it's simple and it's simplified. It's direct. What do you do? He left for Germany for 2 weeks, came back and said, I want to see you. I came in. I've closed, I would say, 10 deals with those investors. They're brothers. 10 deals. And I just closed one of them, is right here. I just closed another one for them this year. So that was last year. I did 10. So, and I have other investors who are buying who couldn't sell. And it kind of through the grapevine. And I network. I go to investor clubs. I go to investor meetings. I introduce my program and myself to other investors. And I'm finding a solution for them, as well as the end user, the homeowner. Yeah, 2.5 years. And I'm still learning. Like I said, I really, really want to get this automation down. I mean, that's going to just, man, I just can't, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what it'll do for me. I mean, I've got 5 more deals waiting at home when I get back. And if I can learn his automation the way I should, because that's my fault, that's my shortcoming. And that's why I'm here. I know I can take this to a whole nother level.